Well, ladies and gentlemen, the international break is on and I'm still making content because I hate leaving my channel idle. First of all, subscribers go down, views go down. It keeps me motivated. I know a lot of you were saying last week on the channel, Keith, you look a bit burnt out. Would you not take a step back? If I take a step back, I'm like, oh my God, stressing. I'm like, I like interacting with you, getting the content up. So you're all certainly welcome back. If this is your first time viewing the channel, please do like and subscribe. We're going to talk about 5 players today that are still on the Celtic payroll, their current situation, can they break through into the senior team, and what's next for their careers. At the end of the day, you don't want to see a footballer, going nowhere in their career, being a liability in my eyes, wasting their career away, where they want to establish themselves, win trophies, be loved by the fans, and enjoy their job. And let's talk about these players. First of all, Mikey Johnston. If you haven't seen my channel already, I'm not a fan of Mikey Johnston. I'm delighted he's declared himself in the Republic of Ireland, but there is harder working and better quality players ahead of him in the pecking order of Celtic. He came through the youth system. Brendan Rodgers gave him his debut back in 2018. Worked well under Neil Lennon in that caretaker season. Then the second season got a couple of European goals, and then it just kind of went to the dogs for Mikey Johnston. A couple of injuries, he's been on loan in Portuguese football. I met him and I said to him, good luck with the Ireland fault, because I want to see him do well for my country. But he was asked today, regards his Ireland career, what's the next step for him, and he said, I don't want to badmouth Celtic, but if I'm not getting minutes under the belt, I'm going to have to consider, with first team football, I'm going to have to consider going somewhere else. If it's a loan, and maybe it will be a loan for him, or a case where he goes. Personally, get rid of him on the permanent. Let him go to Hibs. Let him go to Aberdeen. Let him go to a club where he can actually make an impact. He can make an impact and he can actually start improving himself. Even the championship team in England, if they're interested, because I have a feeling about Mikey Johnson. Mikey Johnson could be another, Lewis Morgan, go over to the States, go somewhere, make an impact, enjoy his life, because he deserves it. At the end of the day, playing for Celtic in some capacity, coming through the youth system, it's hard work, because not a lot of youth players come through at Celtic. You've seen the likes of Doak, Dembele, Moffat, they all went to other teams. Callum McGregor, Tierney, yes, James Forrest, and Ralston, they're the guys that have made it through, but you don't really get that opportunity at Celtic, because you don't have the reserve league. You have the B League where you're playing against college students, and that doesn't give you the progression to make it into the senior team. And no disrespect to the Lowland League, but it's not. I wouldn't rate it. We were all boasting about it 2 seasons ago. We wouldn't rate it. So Mikey Johnston, snip away him in January, let him go somewhere. Next one is Idiguchi. He spent basically last season in the J League, he played 24 times over there, a couple of assists, a couple of yellow cards in there as well. So Yosuke Idiguchi, he was brought in 2021 and just hasn't worked out for him, Maeda and Rio's flying, new contract, Maeda's new contract, and Idiguchi, injury upon injury, fecked up his leg in his debut against Alloa and played 6 times for Celtic. So let him go. He's coming into his late 20s. Let him snip the contract with him. Maybe send him back to the J League again. Maybe just take a small fee from a J League team and let him go back to there. Because there was reports back a year and a half ago he wasn't settling in Glasgow. He just wasn't settling these young kids. And he's thinking of their progression with their life. How are they going to settle in a different culture from Japan? So Idiguchi, snip him as well. Next one is John Joe Kenny. He won the League of Ireland this year with Shamrock Rovers. Congratulations to John Joe. A couple of vital goals in there. Played a lot of football as well. But at the same time, he's not Celtic stature. Yes, he looked exciting. I got tipped when he signed for Celtic, before he signed for Celtic, that he's going to be a real good prospect for Celtic. Maybe a Liam Scales break through, get a bit of surprise in there. And it just hasn't worked out for John Joe Kenny. So he's another one I'd be snipping off the contract. There's no point sending him along to another Scottish team. We've done it with Queen's Park. Didn't really work out for him. So another one I get rid of. Next one is Karabashi. Another Ange signing. Hasn't worked out. Very similar to Idiguchi. Injuries. Handful of games. Should have sent him back on loan to the J League. Hasn't really worked out. He's been played the other night against Dundee in that testimonial game, I'd get rid of him. I really would get rid of him. I'll be honest with you, it's no point keeping them. We have Welch just signed a new deal. Scales is first team regular. Carter Vickers, we've Laga Bielka, we've Naroski. He's not going to get in there, so that's another one we'll snip. And the last one, but at least he should have been gone about a year ago, and he's still on our payroll, is James McCarthy. James McCarthy, when you go type into the Celtic website, go through the first team players, he's still in there. He is still collecting a wage from Celtic because he got a 5-year deal when Dominic McCoy came in as the chief executive, and we need to get rid of James McCarthy. Well past it, not good enough, had his time, won an FA Cup with Wigan, done well with Everton, done well with Palace, never really established himself at Celtic, couple of decent assists, and that was it, well past it. So that's really it for me. Get rid of these players. I'm going to be doing videos in the next few weeks about who we should bring in. We all know the positions we need to strengthen. I've said it so many times on the channel where we need to strengthen, but actions speak louder than words. We can all speculate, we can all say as fans we want this and we want that, but it's up to the club to get it together. So I shall speak to you all soon.